In this video, we're going to look at this CyberPower 650 VA UPS and compare replacing its lead acid battery with a similar capacity lithium iron battery. First, we're going to measure the UPS's low voltage cutoff. So I've got everything hooked up. The power supply is enabled with 13 volts. The UPS is unplugged and we're measuring about the same voltage there. I'm going to go ahead and plug in the UPS now. Okay, the UPS is now plugged in. You see that it remembered the last setting and it turned on automatically, and we're measuring about the output of the UPS, 13.62 volts. So we know the maximum voltage the UPS will charge its battery to is about 13.6 volts. That voltage is a good thing because if the voltage were above 14.6 volts, that could potentially be above the BMS's cutoff voltage for high voltage and cause problems. I'm going to now unplug the UPS so that it's running off of the power supply, and we'll see the current on the power supply go up. Okay, we see about a half of an amp at 13 volts. We're now going to find the cutoff voltage by turning down the voltage on the power supply, and you can also watch the voltage here. So I know it's just above 11, so we're going to zip down to that range quickly. So we're at 11.4 or 11.35 here. There might be some resistance in the wires and a little bit of voltage drop. That would be okay and normal. 11.3, 11.2, the two beeps warning that you're on the UPS. 11.1, still running fine, but there's a lot of beeping indicating that it's almost at the threshold. Out of curiosity, what happens if we go up a little bit? Nope, it locks into the beeping. So let's go down to 11 even. And that's where it cuts off. So we know that the 11 volts is pretty much where it's going to cut off when our lithium iron battery gets to that point. Next, we're going to test the UPS when the AC power is restored with a discharged battery. Okay, I've attached the battery to the UPS. It now is showing this lower voltage. I'm sure we won't be able to turn this on, so that's expected. And I'm going to go ahead and plug in the UPS, and we should see it immediately start charging the battery. There we go. We now see that it's charging the battery, and the UPS apparently didn't remember its last state. So if I try to turn it on here, it's still able to turn on. But with this voltage, if I unplug the power, I expect it's not going to last at all. Power is unplugged, and it goes out, which is kind of what we expected. We're next going to measure the battery charging current of the UPS. I'm measuring the current, and it shows about 0.71 amps charging of the battery, which is actually pretty good. That's better than half of an amp. Next, we'll measure the battery's maximum current draw. So for this next test, what I want to check is the maximum current draw we can have from this battery. We can see here listed on it, it says 8 amps or a maximum of 10 amps. I don't know if that 10 amps is temporary or a sustained time that we could continually draw, but we'll go ahead and just run some tests and see if it actually shuts off at a certain point, because the maximum capacity in amps at 12 volts will determine how much AC power or watts we can draw from the AC outlets with the UPS running. I've also charged the battery to 13.4 volts. So let's go ahead and start. I've got this configured for 8 amps, so we'll go ahead and start. And we can see here we're drawing about 100 watts. So we could roughly get around 100 watts out of the AC outlets. It'll be a bit less because of inefficiencies and things like that. Let's slowly increase this and see if the battery will shut off at a certain point. So I'm now drawing 9 amps, as you can see here, and it's showing 111 watts. Now we've got 10, which is what it's rated at here, which is 122 watts. And we'll just go up, continue going up and see what happens. Okay, I'm running 11 amps, which is more than what it says, 133 watts. And we go up to 12 amps, 144 watts. Probably this is not a good idea to run sustained because we don't really want to continually exceed the battery. But I just want to see here what if there is going to shut off or not. So we've got 13 amps, 154 watts, 14 amps, 165 watts, and this is the maximum that this capacity meter can draw, which is around 170. 180 watts is actually the rating, but 175 is what it's doing. And so far everything is running, so you could run this way. I wouldn't recommend it. I would not recommend exceeding the listed capacity for a long time. I would probably say 8 amps is safe, but if you briefly went up above this, it seems like it's going to run okay. I'm going to go ahead and let this run for maybe another 20-30 seconds, and if nothing shuts off, I'll say it's probably good to go. Okay, we've got about 30 seconds. I think that's probably sufficient. I'm going to go ahead and decrease down to the 10 amps that they say is the maximum, and we'll let that go for, say, another minute. Okay, we've gone for about another minute. Seems like there's no problem with the 10 amps. I'm not feeling any heat anywhere or any warmth, although it hasn't been running for very long. But I will say, it seems like this can easily sustain the 8 and 10 amps for a while. So you would probably be good to use this in a UPS. And if you're just doing 12 by 10, that would be 120 watts. Remove 5 to 10% for inefficiencies or wires, resistances, and things like that. So you'd probably be pretty safe to draw 100 watts out of your UPS continually using this battery. Oh, and one other thing, it really is a good idea not to exceed the recommended amperages for either discharging or charging based on the manufacturer's recommendations. Here we see they're recommending a charge to 14.4 volts, not actually the 14.6 that I mentioned earlier, with a 2 amps or a maximum of 4 amps. Since the UPS charges at about 0.7 amps, we're well under the charge limit that they're mentioning. And again, the current draw will be listed here. And then I'm going to go ahead and run some numbers based on the app as to what this UPS could draw maximally as far as wattage and what percentage you should look at as keeping your load under in order to safely use a lithium iron battery there. For this next test, we're going to test the lithium iron battery capacity when charged to the UPS's maximum charging voltage. We've charged this battery to the maximum that the UPS charges, which is around 13.65 volts. As you can see on the meter here, we're going to do a capacity test at 5 amps, and we're going to go ahead and start now. We measured a capacity just under the 5 amp hours at 4.884 amp hours, which is quite good since we only were able to charge to 13.6 volts because that's the maximum charging voltage of the UPS, compared to the 14.6 you would typically charge a lithium iron battery to. I wanted to provide a quick overview of CyberPower's PowerPanel software for monitoring the UPS. So I've got the PowerPanel software hooked up to my computer through a USB cable to the UPS, and we can see here the main screen has a current status of the UPS. Now we've just done a battery capacity test, so the battery was pretty much discharged, and you can see it says remaining battery capacity of 0%. You can see the UPS load is 0% at the bottom, and I'm turning on a light now, and you can see that the value jumped up to 8% load, or 29 watts. I really like that the UPS gives you a load so you know how much current is being drawn. There's quite a few configurations you can make with this UPS. For example, under the Runtime tab, you can choose to keep the computer running for 5 to 10 minutes of capacity left in the battery, or you can choose to preserve battery capacity and shut down the computer after a specified number of minutes, after the power goes out. Under the Voltage tab, you can specify the low voltage and the high voltage where the UPS will intervene. It has a nice little power problem summary screen here, along with a section that stores event logs. I'm going to now do a UPS discharge load test. Okay, so our setup here is we have the UPS, which is not in camera. I've got my voltmeter attached to the battery here, and you can see the voltage. It's pretty much fully charged. I've got my PowerPanel app for the CyberPower UPS up and running. And you can see that it thinks the battery is 100% charged, but it thinks it's a lead acid battery. And the runtime is 130 minutes with no load, or 0 watts. So what I'm going to go ahead now is I'm going to go ahead and turn on about a 50 watt load of a light bulb. You can kind of see it in the side here, a little bit of reflection there. I turned it off there and then turned it on. And you can see that our runtime drops down to 45 minutes and our UPS load shows it's about 14% at 50 watts. And we're going to go ahead and run a discharge here and see how long it takes. I've also got a clock up here because I'm going to do time lapse, and we can see exactly how long it takes to fully discharge. Okay, I'm restarting the test. There was a little momentary glitch, but we can see we've got 45 minutes estimated. UPS load 14% at 50 watts, and we're on the AC power, and the clock just recently turned to 118, so now I'm going to go ahead and the battery is at discharge. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn off the AC. Okay, so now the UPS is running on battery, and we can see here that the voltage is going down because there's a load, and yeah, we show battery, power outage, output condition is normal. So I'm going to go ahead and let this run, and I'm going to go ahead and do it under a time lapse, and we'll see exactly what the duration is and how the voltage goes down and when it kicks off. So we're running here on the time lapse. Keep your eye on the upper right corner where the clock is located, and you can see the minutes tick by. I apologize for this brief screen going dark. The screensaver went into effect, but I recover here pretty quick before it ends. And we're back here and we see the battery remaining capacity goes down and the time, and you'll see that the computer begins to shut off right there. I have created this frozen screen of literally just before it shuts down, and you can see with an estimated runtime of 5 minutes it shuts down, and that's what the software was configured for. So if we do some calculations, we started at 118 and it ended at 207, which is 49 minutes, which was pretty accurate. The estimate was about 45 minutes, and the shutdown per the software was configured for 5 minutes of battery remaining. The software estimated the remaining capacity at 11%, and the lithium iron voltage at shutdown was 12.0 volts. Per ChatGPT, this voltage indicates that there is between 5 to 15% capacity left. So it seems like we're right in there. I did let the UPS run longer since the load was the light bulb and not the computer, and it shut off completely at 2:11, which is 4 minutes later, so the estimate of 5 minutes remaining per the screen was fairly accurate. We're now going to calculate the power panel's maximum UPS load value based on the battery's 10 amp current draw. If you recall from earlier, we had this screen with a 50 watt light bulb load, which showed a 14% UPS load. If we do the math and limit our battery current draw to 10 amps or 108 watts of power, that means we should not exceed a UPS load of 30%. And ideally draw no more than 8 amps from the battery, which would be 24% or 86 watts. And that's why I like this app so much, is because you can monitor in real time the actual load and make sure you're not overloading the battery. There is one more thing I wanted to mention about replacing this battery. With the original lead acid battery, the terminals were both on one side. With the lithium iron battery that I bought, which I bought because it was rated the best that I could find, the terminals are on opposite sides, so I had to make some modification to the plastic case of the UPS in order to get the battery to fit. Since my unit was out of warranty anyway, and I wanted to replace the lead acid with a lithium iron, I just went ahead and removed part of the plastic using a soldering iron so that the wire could come out in the right place. Well, that wraps up this video. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and take a look at one of my other videos here.